Hey there! This is my 29-week pregnancy milestone video, and I can't wait to tell you about all the things that have been happening this week. The one word that I could use to describe this week is sensitivity. I have become much more sensitive to everything in my surrounding, including noises, heat, and even the position that I sleep in. It's the middle of the summer, so it shouldn't be surprising that it can get really hot in the city. And the flat that I'm in actually is pretty cool. We don't have an AC here, but we don't really need it because it does keep a nice temperature. And usually I don't have a problem with heat. The summer is my favorite season. I'm more of a cold person. In the winter I hate to be cold, but I don't mind being warm or even too warm, I guess. Nowadays though, I am just not doing too well with the warm weather. I definitely sweat more. I just feel flustered. I basically feel like I want to take a cold shower every 15 minutes. As for noises, lately, before my pregnancy, I have actually become quite a good sleeper, so noises in the evening didn't bother me that much. I think it's that we also moved into a new flat, so I'm not used to just the noises that come with the building that we're in, and also the ones that come in from the street. And of course this is no problem during the day, but during the night it can become really bothersome. Especially because nowadays I just don't sleep that well. The baby's moving a lot. As I've mentioned before, I can get really hot in the evenings. And also just listening to the sounds that come from the street just bother me much more. So I'm definitely not getting as much rest as I'd like to. Even though I have become much more sensitive to these things, especially in the night, I don't think I actually mind. The way I look at it is that it's just my body getting ready for the baby arriving, so that when he wakes up in the evenings and needs a nappy change or needs to be fed, I can be super alert and I can just wake up and make sure that he's alright. What does bother me is having become much more sensitive to the position that I'm lying in the evening. I used to love sleeping on my back, but of course now that's not so healthy. It can cause him some problems if he lies on the placenta or the umbilical cord, and he could also be lying on one of my nerves. And also, as I've mentioned, I can become short of breath if I lie on my back. Nevertheless, in the evening, sometimes I do find myself rolling on my back, and if I wake up to that, I'll try to roll back on my side. And that used to help, especially because I have a big pregnancy pillow that I'll be able to use as a breastfeeding pillow later on. And that used to be fine. I used to be able to basically just straddle that pillow and I'd be having a good night's sleep. But lately, even just being on my side and straddling this pillow is not enough. I found that I have to sleep in a particular fetus-like position myself. Otherwise, I wake up to my back aching so strong that it basically affects the rest of my body. The other day, I woke up to just this intensive pain all around my waist. And of course I became really scared because I wasn't sure where it was coming from. I could feel that my belly was feeling tight, and I could also feel that my back was feeling really tight. I got up and started to walk around and even had a look on the internet if this was fine, because I've heard of Braxton Hicks contractions, but I also know that those, yes, your tummy is supposed to become tighter, but they're not supposed to be painful and they're not supposed to last for long, but they're supposed to go away if you walk around a little bit. Now, this was kind of painful, and it didn't become better though when I walked around. It also didn't really let up, so it didn't really feel like either Braxton Hicks contraction or like the real thing. And I was just not sure what I should do. I should lie down, I should stand up, I should walk around. So eventually I just took a warm bath, and that helped tons. Obviously the bath water I had to make sure is of the right temperature, that it's just kind of warm, it's definitely not hot, so I don't boil my baby. And I also had to make sure that my bump was halfway out from the water. But it helped so much on my back, and that's when I realized that it was my back that was hurting so much, and that was radiating to the rest of my body. Once I got out of the bath, I went back to bed, which was pretty much in the morning after Tom had left for work. And when I lie down, I found that if I slept in this curled up position with the pregnancy pillow, then it did relieve this pain in my back. The only problem is I can't remember to do that every single evening, and even if I lie down in that position, my body kind of forgets that that's the position it's supposed to be in, and I wake up either on my back or just in a really weird position with my back aching. So I have to sort of get myself back in that position. However, this week we did experience something amazing as well. We went for a 4D ultrasound, which was just incredible. He was really funny because he did actually turn around in my tummy, so his head was down here, but he also had his feet and his hands in front of his face, with his face kind of resting in the placenta and being asleep. And he did do little movements, but he didn't actually wake up. We managed to, or the ultrasound technician managed to get him to sort of move his little feet and maybe move his hands a little bit so that we can have some nice photos. But the umbilical cord did kind of run across his face, so it looked like he has a little mustache in some of the pictures. But it was just a fantastic experience, and I can't get over the fact that I have seen my son's face. I have seen his little face, and I know that when he's going to be born, he's going to look slightly different, and he's obviously going to be a bit more chubby, but it still is amazing that I already can put a face to him when I think about him. It was a fantastic experience, and we managed to get some footage of the actual scan, so here you go. He's been calm, he's been asleep. and he was putting his face in the placenta. He was kind of resting his face in the placenta. I guess at this stage all that's left for me is to show my bump. So here's my bump from the front. This is the left side. Right? And as you can see, my piercing is becoming more sore. There's much more red around here and it is more painful. I have tried to put some plaster on it. I don't know how much it helped, so I just took it off. I don't really know what else I can do apart from just hoping that it's not going to get more sore. The interesting thing is that I think it is grown in, so I don't know why it's stretching so much, but I guess I have to just roll with it. Okay, so that's all I have for you this week. Make sure to check out my video next week, which is going to be my 30-week pregnancy milestone. I'm really looking forward to that. I think at 30 weeks is when you really truly start to become a mature pregnant woman. Does that make sense? When your pregnancy has become mature. if that makes sense. Anyway, so yeah, I guess I'll see you in my next video. Take care, bye!